I never know when this song's gonna end, actually. What's up, guys? How's it going? Today is Wednesday, September 25th, coming at you live from Dallas. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. Ended up having to go out to Fort Worth, meet a good friend of mine, and then just went on appointments after that. Wasn't able to make the live. I have a couple good things going over today. I want to get into lawsuits. I want to get into liens on properties. All right. I want to get into marketing. All right. One of the things that came up, well, it actually came up about a month ago, but it's making the news again, is the NAR lawsuit. They're coming up with a second lawsuit. A bunch of realtors got together and they are suing the parent company of National Association of Realtors, MOVE, and they're saying that they're getting gypped on their leads. Okay, so something that we're always talking about is PPC, marketing, and all that. So I wanted to bring it up, right? Even though it's retail side, I think it pertains particular to the investment side as well. As always, smash that like button. Let me know, drop a comment at any time. This is Q&A, right? At any time, if you guys have anything you guys want me to talk about, drop it in the comments. Let me hear you. Distract me. You know, that's always fun. My ADD squirrel. It's always getting there, right? I'm going to also, at the end of this, I'm going to check in on our LeadZolo campaign, the one that we set up last week. I did that on a live call. We set up a LeadZolo campaign, and I'm going to go over it, what we saw come in, what our returns are so far. If I'm happy with it, I'm not. I'm actually going to go over it all. So, D, I was just talking about you on Monday, D. I said I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope all is well. I know you're crushing it, working both sides, retail and direct to marketing, direct to seller. So I'm happy to see you here, man. Girl, sorry. Squirrel. Anyway, hopping right into it. What do I want to talk about first? Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's NAR getting sued again. If nobody knows who NAR is, okay, they are the National Associations of Realtors. So NAR, MOVE is the parent company of NAR, okay? They're getting named in a lawsuit again. I don't really care about the lawsuit. They are saying, a bunch of realtors are saying that they're paying MOVE for leads, right, from realtor.com. And those leads are false, right? A lot of them are fake leads. A lot of them are resold. They're saying up to 50% of them are just trash. They're not real leads and all that, okay? This is something we talk about all the time on this channel when it comes to marketing, who you're paying, who you're spending marketing money with, okay? Everybody wants to have the best marketing. Now, this I'm actually really intrigued about because it's not some third-party company that's getting sued here, okay? This is MOVE, right? This is realtor.com that they're naming in this. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see. I think it's just another pain point. Everybody right now is hurting. There was the recent lawsuit against them, and now people are jumping on the bandwagon. I'm going to pull this down because my conversation that I want to talk about doesn't really rely or revolve around MOVE or realtor.com. None of that, right? We are investors. Everybody here, whether or not you're a wholesaler or whatever your exit strategy is, you're an investor, okay? So you need direct to seller marketing if you want to be successful, all right? And a lot of times you're going out and you're trying to pay people to do PPC for you. You're trying to pay people, these service providers, to do marketing for you. How do you know that they're actually doing what they're saying they're doing? Okay. And it's scary. A lot of times people want to cheat the system. Instead of using the service provider, they're going to get some VA that used to work for said service provider, and they're going to get that VA to run their same business as a service provider would. And you're going to run into a lot of jams up that. You don't actually know if that VA is telling the truth or not. You're now trying to manage a VA. It's just a whole other can of worms. The thing I want to get to, though, is understanding that every marketing channel has these things. Okay, even realtor.com, right? Somebody that is so prolific in the space, they're getting accused right now of reselling leads, entering trash leads because they have to make their quotas and everything. So it is kind of scary, okay? When you're going into real estate, after you get your first couple deals, start spending money on marketing. Make sure you're using a proven and tested marketing channel, okay? If you need one, go to LeadZolo. That is the one that we're using right now. That's the one that it has been tested around, okay? There's a link below. You don't have to use them. You can use Need to Sell My House Fast. You can use iSpeed to Lead. You can use Property Leads. Those four right there are all the big names in the industry when it comes to pay per lead, okay? And the reason why I always recommend people, when you're first getting into real estate, going to pay per lead marketing channel is because you shouldn't be reinventing the wheel. You shouldn't be trying to learn marketing right now. You shouldn't try to get a foot up on the competition right now. Now is the time. You close the deal. You close a couple deals. You understand it. Now is the time to repeat it. Okay. Now is the time to start transferring from burning calories to generate leads to actually working phones. Make sure you're doing your homework, though. If you don't want to use one of those four, that's fine. I'm not sitting here I don't make anything out of it. You can use anybody. Go to Fiverr and find somebody that has a good review system, right? Don't go and try to cheap out here, okay? That's what I'm trying to stress. Make sure you know who the owner of the company is. That you don't have to connect with the owner of the company in any way, right? They politically they can be different, but you have to understand that you trust them in some way, that they're going to do what they said they're doing. All right, that's all I'm getting there. Make sure you do some homework, who you're working with, and then you just put money in it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Make sure your marketing campaign has enough in it for 3 months. Don't change it. If things get hard, make sure you're still putting money in there. Otherwise, you're going to feel it. Otherwise, you're really going to hurt. Okay, you can't take your foot off marketing. I blitzed through that really quickly. I wasn't expecting to. Where are we going at next? The next thing we were wanting to talk about today was liens. All right, property liens. With lawsuits, you also get liens. There are different types of liens. All right, you have to make sure that it is actually, what's the name of it, Tommy? God, what's the legal? Valid, like, right? Like it's an actual valid lien, perfected. There are a lot of mechanic liens out there, a lot of things on paper, things that are said, okay? That doesn't always mean that it's going to hold up. So there's two different things there, right? When you're first negotiating with that seller, when you're first talking to that seller, you have to make sure that you're asking those questions, right? Are there any liens on the property, right? A lien not only can be the first position mortgage, all right? That's Bank of America, that's Chase, that's whatever entity is loaning the money for the actual property. There can be additional second lien positions. Okay, these are additional lenders. If she went and got a second lien because she wanted additional financing on the hot property, I don't know, whatever. You, as an investor, can also create seconds. That's another part of acquisitions. You can get creative and you can create seconds for sellers later on, owner financing, yada, yada, yada. If you don't know what any of this, join Discord and we'll talk about it. But there's first position, second position, and then all the rest, all right? All of the Man, I'm blanking on words today. Say that again. Subordinates? Yeah, we'll go with subordinates, right? Everybody else, those are your solar panels. All right. The reason why I hate solar panels, real in all aspects of life, is because they're a myth. They're not free. They're not. Nothing about them is good. I'm sorry. Everything about them is a scam. Fight me. I've seen more deals falling apart because of unknown solar panel liens. All right. If you're not asking questions, you're going to find out about them the hard way, because no matter what, when you go to pull title, they will pop up. And the question always comes to be, well, who's going to pay for that? Is it going to come out of my profit? Is it going to come out of the seller's pocket? If that's the case, a lot of times the seller will just rather hold on to the property. Well, actually you can't, because you're still facing the front side pains that we talked about. All of these things can be addressed up front. Okay, how do you find them? It's not that hard. You just got to do a little due diligence. Due diligence, if you're looking on tax records, if you go to county records, okay, you can pull up the county records, pull up the owner of the property, and see what he or she has against them. If there are any perfected liens, okay, they have to be perfected. They have to be actual UCC. Yep. Anyway, sorry, I'm blanking. They actually have to be perfected, and they'll show on there. They'll show the first, the second, and any additional liens potentially. It will allow you to now open up the door and say, hey, what is this? Can we talk about it? All right, now it makes your offer congruent with what is actually owed on the property. Anything that is owed has to be paid, and it will be paid at closing. This is the whole point of title. Title has to make sure that everything is clear. A lot of times, bad title companies will miss them. That's another joy, is when the previous title company missed it, and then you come across it on your buy side. Oh man, that's the fun side. Now you get to go to the previous title company and figure out where it was, see if it was actually perfected. Do they have a title claim? That's not even involved anymore. You're still buying this property in the same time limit. All of that gets very tricky. Sorry. We have one currently that I could pull up, but I don't want to, because we're still trying to clear everything up. And I got in trouble last time going live and pulling up addresses. So I'm trying to limit myself to that. But it's not hard. You can go to Tarrant County and pull up everything against them. It'll show the actual court documents. It'll actually show the liens, right? The second position, whatever there are. You can go directly to that lien holder and see if you can settle it, right? There are a couple different things you can do. Always going through title, though, is your best course of action. So let them pull up and tell you what is actually needed to close the file, and then move through it. A lot of people don't realize that that'll shut down everything. A lender will not loan on it if there are liens against it. Why are they going to put their money in a basket that is about to just poison, right? There's no reason for it. If you're not doing that on the front side, if you're not doing that simple homework check, then you're failing, right? As an investor, as a wholesaler, whatever you're doing with it. And it's not hard to do. Pull up county records, figure out what's going against them. Ask the right questions. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's probably not in your 3-question script. It's going to take a little bit harder and more time on the phone, right, to peel back the onion. But this is how you close more deals. This is how you're a better investor or wholesaler, right? Asking the right questions. It's not just, do you want to sell and what your number is, and then see if I can line up a buyer. okay? Eventually, you're going to run into some shit. Cross all that off on the front side. I'm not saying disqualify properties. No, not at all. But when you fully understand it and you ask the proper questions and you understand the entire picture, that includes everybody in the deal. How many people are owed money on this transaction? Who's going to get paid off? Where's the money going to come from? You have to understand that. If you're sitting there and you're trying to answer their questions by solving their problems, and you at the end of the day don't know all of the ins and outs of the deal, you're going to look like an asshole. At some point, I don't know. And you're going to be on the phone fumbling. It's not good to happen. It sucks when it does. Surprises always come up. Bound to happen. But do more to avoid them in the front side, okay? It doesn't take a lot of work to go into taxes and see if this person, the homeowner, is actually who I'm talking to. First and foremost, right? Are they who they say they are? Sorry about ranting there. I gotta get good music to play in the background while I'm talking to myself, so I don't get off a topic. I always get off topic. Don't worry about that. That's gonna be my own downfall in life. Let's pull up LeadZolo. And I will... Oh, shit. How do I do this? How do I update you guys on the campaign that we created last week without showing you my actual leads? The answer is slowly and safely. I hope I don't get myself in trouble here. All right, so this is the account that we set up last week. You can see we're down to $300. I'm at $300 because we got some refunds. What do I love about PPL is that you get refunds. If it's a bad lead, you get a refund, okay? No other marketing channel do I know. Do you get refunds? Yeah, man, I don't think you understand what that means. When you're spending money marketing, if a bad lead comes in and they say, hey, this is our criteria for a good lead. We're going to promise you get these good leads. And if something comes in outside of that, which happens so often in all forms of marketing, okay? But for them to say, on us, it's all right, we'll take it, and we're gonna fund your account back, that is huge, okay? So you as an investor first getting into real estate, or if you're trying to pick up more marketing, you're trying to talk to more sellers, this is why I harp so much on PPL being the best avenue for you, because you can get a refund, all right? So back to it. This is the same account we did last week. I've paused some just because I really don't want to deal with them. All right. I don't want to deal with Tarrant County. I don't want to deal with Denton. Collin, you can't convince me there's a deal in Collin. Everything's overpriced. Johnson County, same thing. It is far out there right now. We just don't want to go there. Rockwall, I don't want to compete with them. Van Zant and San Saba, I was just playing with. So that's what we're updated on. I haven't changed any pricing. Okay. When we first started this out, I was matching the top bids. I wanted to be top bidder in most counties. In Tarrant County, I was underbidding it, right? We were talking about it last week. I don't really like Fort Worth. Sorry, not for me. Don't want to go out that way. If I'm in Fort Worth, that's a different story. But we're in Dallas, so I really don't want to go out that way. I would like to go up and around or anywhere around it, but I don't need to go into Fort Worth. So I underbid it. I will say, I don't want to go to any other tabs because I don't have anything blacked out. You would just see leads and phone numbers. The way that I had it set up, $400 for Dallas. We got plenty of leads in Dallas. I never once saw a lead close to $400. Okay. The way that their platform works is it steps up. So if I'm at 400 and somebody at the time is at 200, it'll go to 200, match 200. All right. Then I'll go to 250, let's just say. And if there's another person at 250, it'll match 250. And then at 300, if nobody's at 300, then I'll get it at 300. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but it seems to be because, again, I never got a lead over $300. Nowhere in my campaign. I don't think I got anything over, 300 was my max. So that was awesome. Okay, I thought when I'm making this campaign, I'm adding up the 400 thing. That when I did my math, my average marketing was $230 and some, but $230 cost per lead. Okay, that's awesome. I can't complain with that. Why would I? Let's take this down. Sorry. Not one. All right, hold on one here. Not one lead was listed. That's huge. They're filtering that out amazingly. You're no longer are you getting some that are on the market or anything like that. If they still get through, they'll refund them. But not one lead was listed. They're doing an amazing job filtering those out. Yeah, I can't show you this page. Sorry, guys. If you guys got any questions, let me know. We already have one of them. Under contract. Holy shit. I don't know the specifics. I can probably go into DealMachine or go kick in the wall and ask Mason with the actual numbers on it. But we already have one of them under contract. So just my first, I think we did 2,500, something like that, or 2,300 last week when we set up the campaign. We already have one deal under contract. So is that better than using $200 to $400 of paid ads on my own? No, not at all. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the way the answer to the question. I would absolutely. Right now, our ad spend, our PPC is $350. Let's just say 300. We're getting very good leads, but at the same time, we get bad leads in there. We get leads that are listed. We get lazy agents that fill out online forms. It happens. You can't. There's no way to avoid that. But I can't ask myself for a refund. Okay, when that comes in, when that's a bad lead on my side, I have to take it. I have to eat it. Last month, we talked about it. We had over $5,000 in bad leads that came in that we just had to eat. And that makes our averages go up. Your averages with the PPL company, okay, comes down to, well, yeah, you're going to hope that they're staying good. But that all that means is that you're going to stay up to date on watching them, right? Like you're going to keep your eye on the ball, constantly monitor it. Keep your marketing budget going, okay? I don't think, like, why would I, if my cost per lead is the same and I'm getting the same quality lead, a lot of times we're going out on appointments, and Tony and Mason are, even on our own marketing campaigns, we're constantly running up against other buyers. That's just the marketing. That's okay. That's normal. Do I expect these leads to be private? Yes. The lead itself is not being passed around in the company. They're not being resold. I know that because I actually know the owner and I trust them. But no matter what, I'm expecting that avatar to also be reaching out to other people, other resources. Every time we talk to sellers, part of our questions are, oh, have you talked to anybody else, right? Has anybody else contacted you or given you an offer? And a lot of times, your answer is going to be yes. Yeah, I had somebody come out last week. I have somebody scheduled for right after you. When you leave, 3 more coming in the door. That's okay. So no matter what marketing you're going with, you're going to see that, okay? Whether or not it's direct mail, whether or not it's PPC, PPL, VAs, anything, SEO, all of them. You're going to run into multiple other competing offers, all right? So what's the question here? What's your cap on this LeadZolo thing? Do you continue spending even before closing a deal? Yeah, that just goes to my marketing spend. No matter what the marketing budget is, okay, you have to make sure you're having, we say a full campaign. Hopefully it's 90 days. So we say 3 months. If whatever your monthly budget is, for the campaign we just did, I threw $2,300 at it. That's what I did for the month. And I'll throw in another 30 days, I'll throw another $2,500 or whatever in it. We already have a deal under contract for it. I'm not sitting there and I'm not going to up it until I need to. If I can close on that deal in the next week and I can refund the account, then I will throw more money into it. So now it's my monthly plus additional more. But when we set up the campaign, we set up in our heads, all right, we're going to do 2,500 and we'll see how it goes. I know that's going to get me X amount of leads. And I was just trying to see some numbers. I was doing that for this channel. I literally set it up live and we went through it all. And I'm very happy with it because the phones the numbers that have coming in, they're actually answering or they are texting back, okay? When a lead comes in, it is your duty to make sure that your speed to lead, that means if it's at night, you don't have to call them, but you can still text them. You can still email them, okay? Contact them, stay in front of them, and then the next morning, getting right in front of them, all right? And then follow up, making sure that you're doing your job. You just spent money for a lead that otherwise you would have had to spend energy generating. The budget is whatever you can spend, okay? It comes down to what you can afford. We had a discussion on Monday in our private group that, like, I don't want to use it as an analogy, but you use it as marketing, not just LeadZolo, but marketing has to be pictured as a damn jackpot, right? You're just putting money in, but it's instead, every time you roll it, you're going to get a lead out, all right? How many times do you have to roll it until you get a contract out? Where right now we had 12 leads come in, we're 1 in 12, and we're following up with the other 11. So can I get 2 out of that? That would be a home run. I'm confident in my sales team, so why don't I just keep on putting money into this machine that spits out contracts? What's the rate of return? That's going to be your return on ad spend. Some it's going to be a 4x, some it's going to be a 7x, right? Whatever it works out to be, your marketing. But that just gets down into the cash conversion cycle. That's another thing that we talk about often. So the cap, what's our cap? To go back to your question, Fleminski. For this campaign, we just threw 2,500 at it for the YouTube campaign. And we're running like tests with it, right? Like I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you behind the scenes as much as I can. I'm showing you my average. Man, I wish I can block out the addresses right now. How do I do that? I never done this. Well, I've never blacked anything. I've just showed everything and then it gets me in trouble later on. So I'm trying not to do that. If that makes sense.
Screenshot.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Screenshot and blur. Or just stretch out the bicycle.
Bless you.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Dumbass. If anybody's looking for a new job, I could use a new producer. Mine is chaotic, to say the least. Bro. I hate him so much. Never mind. Screen shouldn't work. Anyway, all right. So if I'm sitting here and if I'm saying LeadZolo is the top dog, what is the runner-up? LeadZolo used to be they were my favorite. They've always been my favorite. They used to be my favorite because they were a straight PPL. You would literally, they had two. They were nationwide or county specific. And it was county specific, it was $250 a lead, I think it was. And if it was nationwide, it was $175. So you can get cheaper. They changed it to this bidding platform. I still love it because the cost per lead is still low. Okay. Even if a bunch of other people jump on board, I'm sure the average is going to work out where it's still cheaper than, even if it's not cheaper, even if it's $500 a lead. What am I competing against? I'm competing against myself. If I want to do my own PPC, can I get the price down lower than 500? Yeah, probably. But at what cost? Do I have the systems in place? Do I have the ability to get refunds on it? No. Do I have the capital do I need to worry about that, right? Am I on such a small capital budget that if I don't get a deal in the first 45 days, am I shit out of luck? You have to ask yourself all these questions, okay? So that is why I like LeadZolo a lot, because it is very forgiving in a sense. When you do your onboarding with them, they literally sit down and they go over, in whatever market you're in, they go over your counties. If whatever state you're in, they're going to show you like metrics on the population, your ad spend, your estimated like best market. Like, hey, this was where your money would go the longest. Okay, if you only have $1,000 and you throw it in a market that's $500 per lead, are you good enough to get a deal out of one or two leads? All of this, oh, I can share this screen. To answer your question, sorry, man, sorry, ADD. To answer your question, they're all the same, though. I know I'm talking heavily about LeadZolo, and I like them the most, but need to sell my house fast, okay? I'll pull that up in a second. It is a very similar site, okay? A lot of people complain about the leads on a lot of different platforms. No matter which one you're going to go against, you're going to see ups and downs, okay? I'm not talking bad about any of them. I like all four of those, okay? So I know I'm talking about LeadZolo being top dog. What is the next runner-up? I would say any of the other three. Go look at them. Property Leads, I hear, is the best out of them for getting good quality leads, people that actually answer. But I also hear that it is going to be the highest priced. So it goes back to your budget. That's awesome, man. So I don't know. They also have a couple different leads available. They'll do on market too. Let me go back to sharing my screen. We only get off market though, so but definitely sign up with them and talk to them. It costs nothing to sign up with them. That's what I love about it. You fund the account with however much you want. That's what I love about them. If you only have $500 to throw at it, throw at it. Why would you throw $500 at a VA to potentially get you some fucking pissed off cold leads, right? I would much rather go spend $500 and every chance I can throw another $500 at it. Okay, it's another form of investing. If you can, people talk about it all the time, throwing $500 at Bitcoin, and just keep on throwing $500 at Bitcoin. It'll eventually go to the moon. It's just investing. It's all the fucking same. Sorry, I'm not cursing at you. So, all right. County website, counties. See if this loads. Just to show the expensive counties that I was talking about. There it are. I don't even know where Allen, Indiana is, but it's $1,000 a lead. Richmond City, Virginia. And you can see like Lancaster, PA. God, I love Lancaster. You can see the different prices for markets. These are just the bids. Do you have to be at 550? No, you can put your money at 300 and see how often you get your phone ringing. I showed earlier that we were at 400, but we're getting leads at 250. So this is not an indicator of what you need to spend. I wanna make sure that's stressed. Okay, it's not an indicator of what you need to spend. It's more of like what it could go up to. Yeah, I think that's the most I can show out of this platform without actually pulling up my leads and going through them. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any issues? Anybody have any things you want to chat about? A lot of the things that we were discussing in the beginning were straight the retail side, realtors. That doesn't pertain to us, but it comes back to, man, I appreciate that. Absolutely. It comes back to understanding marketing. All right. That can happen to anybody. So I don't want you to put all of your eggs in one basket and forever hold them there. When you're first starting out, yes, I want you to start one, keep a campaign, and run it for the full length of that campaign. 3 months, 90 days, 180, 12 months. If it's a direct mail campaign, be expected to be in that campaign for a long time. Once you stop marketing, you stop leads. Leads are the lifeblood of real estate. I can't stress that enough. I fucking missed. That's what that thing's for. I hope that got across to everybody. Events coming up. Golf tournament. I almost said October 31st, but then I wasn't sure if it was October 31st or the 30th, but it's on Halloween. All right. Halloween. That was the TV remote. Halloween. We will be home. We will be finished in time for trick-or-treating. We're having our second annual charity golf tournament at Bear Creek in Dallas. Everything, 100% of the proceeds go toward helping the Cowtown Warriors. They are an amazing organization helping veterans in North Texas. So please, if you know anybody that wants to be a part of it, we're looking for sponsors, we're looking for partners. If you're not in Dallas and you still want to participate, you still want to donate, you can click on the link or scan the QR code. You can donate, you can sponsor a veteran to play, right? So if you're not able to play, you can actually pay for a veteran to play. Amazing opportunity. Come out. It's going to be amazing networking, great time. We're going to raffle off a gun. I'm really excited.
That's what she said.
So, dispositions tomorrow. I'm going to sit down with Donovan and play with his hair. See how much I can get him to not curse. So that'll be a good time. If anybody needs anything, again, I can't stress it. Fuck, throw something. Join the Discord. We're always there to chat. Got nothing else going on. Josh, I got to get more lists for you. Now that I see your name over there, I was fucking dying laughing at that call yesterday, dude. That's all I got. So I will talk to you guys soon. Be back tomorrow. Thanks for checking in. Smash that like button, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Keep crushing it. Peace.